Hey everyone, welcome back to more Flesh and Bad. And today I have a Phi deck list that one of our friends gave me. That looks kind of interesting, so I want to give it a shot. This is like a Kadachi Phi list with maximum momentum, and then just a lot of generically good ninja cards like Blaze Headlong, Braille Center Claw, Snatch, classic ninja cards, obviously. And then we're also running the Wax On, Wax Off package in the sideboard, which is also really cool. And then just kind of generic Salt the Wound, Sink Below, Mask of Bouncing Links, whatever. Pretty standard stock standard file list. I think the spiciest cards here are like Nasty Surprise, so you can like stick this in Arsenal, or like in hand, and then just get around a discard effect, which is really good. And then also Rowdy Locals, which can also force a discard, which is pretty cool. So yeah, this deck is pretty interesting. I want to give it a shot. And if you like Teklevossen content, do I have the spot for you? So this is one of the few people to have LL points on Teklevossen. So if you like Teklevossen content, go to Kobe's channel and try to force him to make more content because he's got some really good stuff recorded on here, which is pretty cool. Yeah, he's a very good Teklevossen player, so get him to make more videos. But anyways, back to the list. We're gonna go ahead and give this a shot. Again, I trust Kobe's Phi expertise. He brought this to the last Pro Quest, and I think did so pretty well with it. So I want to give it a shot. And again, you might be thinking here, like, why not just play Zen? Because he's got red cards, and red cards are, obviously better than blue cards. Uh, but yeah, it's always just good to try something new. Yeah, he's got some cool things going on with him. He's Phi. Everyone loves Phi. Phi was actually the first deck I think I played in this game, which is kind of cool. So anyways, we're going to give it a shot, and I'll see you all in the games. So we got an Enigma. I don't think this is a bad matchup for us at all. It's probably terrible for them, actually. Let's go give it a shot. It looks like Kobe's missing a card here. I guess I'll just bring in a random erase face. Or maybe like a Tenacity is fine. Sure, we'll just run it as is. I don't think Tenacity is actually all that good, but like, maybe okay. So we'll go ahead and start with the Phoenix Flame in our graveyard. Obviously very important. And part of me wants to just kind of like Kadachi pass and then Arsenal Nasty Surprise maybe. Or you can Arsenal Snatch actually is probably better. Just getting some free chip damage here. Maybe we even just do one Kadachi, just so to prevent them from like playing out a big board or something. I don't want to get too greedy with this hand. I'm pretty sure now that they blocked, we can like probably kill whatever they play. So they have to like spend 2 cards to flash out like a Waxing Spectre. Or like a Mirror Guy or something. Fuck it. Sure. Let's play Brainless Underclaw now. Like, they're giving us cards here, so I'm more inclined to just, like, send damage at them. Especially when we can, like, threaten whatever they got. Alright, hold line is fine here. I think we're just gonna... actually, do we want to 5? Probably not. We only have 1 chain link. One thing we probably should have done is made one of our Kodachis Draconic so we could get the free Phoenix Flame, but I didn't really think about that. We'll Arsenal the Nasty Surprise in case they have like a CNC or something. I don't feel incredibly strongly about this. Alright, they have Phantasmaclasm, so maybe we're getting a little bit punished here, but that's fine. This card fucked me over really bad in the Pro Quest, by the way. Bottom 2 Transcend cards. Oh god, this card is giving me flashbacks. It's really cool art though. I think Tegan actually met the artist who did the artwork on that card. It's really pretty.
I did. We got our sign.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, so yeah, I don't think there's any reason to block here. We just want to push damage on our turn. Arseling the Nasty Surprise is a little bit awkward, but we can kind of work around it here. So let's start here actually with the brand. Probably makes the most sense. Or no. I do want to like Kadachi, obviously. So what's the play here? Maybe do 1 Kadachi, see what they do. Then we do brand another Kadachi. We don't need to make these Draconic necessarily. Probably just fine getting our chip damage in. And then we can play brand into like A-Strike. Alright, hold line's fine. They are just giving us a ton of free value off of these. We could actually just E-Strike now into Snatch. That's probably better, right? E-Strike go again, Snatch, threaten a card draw. Kind of regretting putting this nasty surprise in Arsenal, if I'm being honest. But you live, you learn. We do not have a Draconic Chain Links, which is fine, so we won't get to use Fi's ability, but it's probably okay. I guess we'll just do the Snatch here. I don't think we're gonna Scalers this. We could. Definitely could if we wanted to. It kind of unbricks our arsenal, so maybe we just go for it. It's probably fine. Alright, they have a drop. That's also fine. Sure. Do we want to keep this stupid card in arsenal? Probably. Sure, it's fine. Alright, they're using their chi to make us shield, which is fine. We can pop it pretty easily next turn. Come in for 2, and then they could follow up with like a attack of some kind if they want to. 2 Warmongers. That does not do very much for us here. So we're just going to choose War and pass. It's a little bit awkward because we don't really have a good way to like get rid of this nasty surprise. But still like fine. They're not pressuring us a ton here. We can always just pitch to get a Phoenix Flame. So yeah, I think we're just going to pitch the nasty surprise here. Give our Kodachis go again, and then we'll use the Warmongers to get our Phoenix Flame back from the yard. Then we can finish on like a Lava Burst. Seems quite solid. Coming again with another Kodachi. Should kill the Spectral. And then we'll go ahead and run in Renegade just to discount our Fi ability. Still going to cost 2, so we'll still have to pitch the full Warmongers anyways, but I think it's probably fine to just get it out of hand. Alright, do our Phoenix Flame. Should get 1 because we have 2 Draconic Chain Links. Then we'll finish on the Lava Burst. Seems like pretty good value. And then we'll get our Shuko trigger as well. Just keep up the pressure. We do also get a card draw here, but it's not going to matter. Assuming they don't cover it. Really want them to CNC me desperately here. Okay, E-Strike's not a terrible draw, but obviously you can't use it. And then this Nasty Surprise is the gift that keeps on taking here. Nasty Surprise, so you can like stick this in Arsenal. Or like in hand and then just get around a discard effect, which is really good. This is fine. Again, we don't really care about their damage. Our damage is way better. I'm kind of inclined to not use the double strike here, although it does like pump the Salt the Wound, which is kind of funny. But is that worth it? Like double strike, E-Strike go again, and just Salt. Or we could like double strike, E-Strike go again into Salt, or double strike, Kodachi, Salt. I don't feel super strongly about this. Let's start with Kodachis, I guess. Maybe we get mask value, and maybe that's how this hand works. We can double strike to get our mask proc. It's not terrible. It's a lot of generics though, so we're not able to get our Phoenix Flame either. But maybe it's okay. Alright, they're going to block the second Kodachi with Traverse, which makes sense. Deny the mass trigger. Alright, now we'll do our double strike. Part of me almost wants to finish on do E-Strike go again here. Just because we want to play out our nasty surprise so that it's not stuck in our arsenal forever and we are threatening the mass trigger. So maybe we do that. It's not terrible. Yeah, let's do it. They have to give us 2 cards here to prevent this. Alright, we get our free mass trigger. We get Salt. Okay, we're cooking. And then we don't have enough Draconic Chain Links to make this matter. So I guess we're just sending in the Salt. Salt for 6 is not bad. get him all the way down to 12, and we still are at a pretty high life total. Okay, this is a really good hand too. And hopefully they hit us with the CNC eventually here, and they make my turn one Arsenal of Nasty Surprise look like a genius play. And not just like a completely like not paying attention play. Oh, they do get our Phoenix Flame banished. That's fine. We could have responded to that. Probably was right to respond to that. Maybe pitching Lava Vein Loyalty, but I don't really want to go back. It could also be wrong to respond to that, because like our hand is like fine. Like we'd have to give up a blue. Although they are double mirror guying us. Or no, sorry, this is the first mirror guy. Sure. So it's a little bit scary, but I think it's fine here. They do still have one card in hand, so it could be a follow-up of like something kind of nasty. Sure. We're gonna go ahead and take this though. Could have like etchings or something here, but I don't think I really care. Uphold is fine. Again, we're gonna kill all their stuff on the next turn anyways. So we're not super threatened and we still have a ton of armor. Then we'll take 3 from the first spectral. That's fine. Do we want to maybe block with Furnace just to cash it in? Seems kind of alright. Like we're not... Oh wait, we are still afraid of CNC because they have Tunic counter up. So we're not going to block here. Although I guess we're not afraid of CNC in general, but like maybe we're afraid of something. Tunic into Truce. That's fine. Sure. I don't think I care. So we'll start with Kadachi pitching Lava Vein. Break the Truce, but I think that's okay. We're gonna kill this mirror guy some way, somehow. Then, should we Mounting Anger now, just so we get maximum information from our empowerment? It seems kind of fine. Kind of don't mind that. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it now. Because it seems like it could be annoying if we're presenting the empowerment breakpoint. Could get us another spectral shield of some kind. Alright, blocking with Tunic is fine. We're going to go ahead and empowerment this now. Pump in an extra 1. We get a Ronin Renegade, which is also a really good draw. We're not hitting with this, obviously, but I just want maximum information before we're developing in our hand. So now we should Ronin Renegade to threaten Mirror Guy. I think. Kind of makes sense. Problem is here we're still... Well, we couldn't get our Phoenix Flame anyway because they banished it and I didn't do anything about it, but maybe this is still fine. And then we'll Kadachi one more time. Again, we're not clearing the Mirror Guy here, potentially. Like, we might just not have enough in the tank here. But we will pressure it. We can get at least, like, one more card out of them, hopefully. 1 or 2. Probably more like 1. Although, blocking with 2 blocks is probably good for us. Means their Mirror Guy dies. Oh, both die. Interesting. I wonder if they meant to do that. Okay. Oh, yeah. Seems like they wanted to maybe block differently. Is Nasty Surprise insane? We basically had protection from CNC since the beginning of the game. It's like Crown of Province if you don't think about it. I'm so stupid for arsenaling this. I don't know what I thought would happen other than like me just IPing myself for like multiple turns. Looks like we might get classic blunder. We will get the Mirror Guy though, so I guess I can't feel too bad about that. All right, pretty good hand for pressuring Ward. Do we need to be scared of etchings here? Maybe a little bit. Hand actually blocks not great, but like we could throw 6 in front of this, but I do want to like make sure I get flame scale furnace value, so maybe we do just give the block here. This insulates us from like double etchings technically. Alright, they did have the spectral manifestation, which we didn't know about. So I guess maybe it was never double etchings. Coming in for another 1 because Spectral Manifestation doesn't put the 3 counters on it if you have another aura. Which I think we're just gonna take here. Okay, and we get to keep a 5-card hand into their ward, which is obviously very good, although still, we can play out the Nasty Surprise this turn, actually. We finally get value out of it. 2 whole value is insane. Again, I just don't think they're able to really deal with these Kodachis clearing their ward. Like, they basically never get to keep it around. Yep, we're just gonna keep doing it. We'll go ahead and, I guess, Rising Resentment, because it's the most threatening on hit, I guess. And then we can, like, Double Strike, Brand into something. Not really sure what here. Go ahead and Double Strike. Play out the Brand first, I guess. Comes in for 3, but the next one cost is basically threatening the Mass Trigger, which is really good. So then I have to give a 3 block to this to prevent me from drawing a card. Okay, looks like we get a free card, or no, it's Fate Foreseen. That's fine. They're using a 4 block on our 1 attack. I think we're fine with that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and make the executive decision to get this Nasty Surprise out of our arsenal before I just keep it in my arsenal for the entire game. It's just a meme at this point. We'll get our 2 value now. Just guarantee that we play it out at some point. Okay, still not a bad hand. All right, we do not need to be scared of instant speed etchings here because they don't have a spectral shield, notably. So I think that just means we send it and go face, right? Not really much of another option. I don't want to give up any of the armor here. Yeah, I think this is fine. Like, they don't have anything here that I'm really scared of. They could, like, Warmongers or something, but it's still don't think that matters. So we'll go ahead and Kodachi and just pressure this Waxing Spectre. Then we can send another Kodachi. Then let's do Brand, I guess, just for extra damage. This Salt would come in for 5 because of the Shuko if we wanted to play that. Which we could. It's definitely an option. Then we get to keep E-Strike in Arsenal. Alternatively, you can just draw a card off E-Strike. Or alternatively, buff, and then we force 2 cards out of their hands. And then we force a Mass Trigger as well. I think buff is actually kind of the play here. Because this, so if they can only cover 3, then we get 4, and then they still die, right? Okay, so they had to have 2 cards here, right? We're still pressuring the cards. We don't get our Mass Trigger, obviously, but I think that's fine. Like, they're probably not going to be able to kill us off 3 cards. It's a little bit of a tall order unless they find their Chi somehow, but they haven't shuffled. I guess they shuffled off Traverse, but it's probably fine. Here we see an Erase Face. Is that annoying? Slightly. Means that our Draconic stuff is kind of turned off. I can't block it, though. Do Rising Resentment into Lava Vein Loyalty, and then what? Send Lava Burst. Like, we could either block 5 here. That seems not worth. I think I'm just gonna block like Mask and Death. We're not getting Mask value this game anyways, so maybe we just sit on Mounting Anger and Arsenal or something. Play Rising Resentment, and then if it hits, we can like banish a card. Being Saint Banish was rough. Maybe I was supposed to respond to the Path Over. but I didn't really think about it. All right, we'll start the Rising Resentment, which notably does not banish the Mounting Anger or reduce it, because we've only played one Draconic Chain Link, but that's fine. It's not hitting anyways. And then we have the option here to Mounting Anger versus Lava Vein. Mounting Anger forces them off a card. Lava Vein doesn't, but they could just assume we have something after this. So maybe we just play the Lava Vein and see what they do. Because now if I have a blue, they're like forced to give up cards. Okay, I think we just pass here. Keep a 5-card hand. They have a 3-card hand. Again, their erase faces are not doing a ton against us, although it's like a little bit annoying. So this is class and talent types, so we couldn't empowerment if we took this. We can pitch our tenacity to mounting plus spreading and then rising resentment. Is that good? If we have block, we like double block with our 3 blocks, that's probably fine. It's just the pitch that's annoying more than anything. I guess it's probably fine. Just take a turn off and do this. Still pressuring them a little bit, which is fine. They're gonna draw a no block eventually. So maybe we start with the Mounting Anger here, threaten lethal. Then if this hits, we can also come in for another 4. All right, Sink Below is fine. A little bit annoying, but it's okay. Now they have 4-card hands. It's a little bit rough. All right, I guess we're passing. All right, Mirror Guy is definitely annoying. They're attacking, but they don't have the way to make the Spectral pump, so that's good for us. Can block with our empowerment here. It's a little bit dicey, but I think it's probably fine. Could also like double block Shuko, but then that opens us up to like CNC or something. I think blocking like 2 here. Well, we can't just block 2. We have to block more than that. Maybe just block with empowerment. Seems fine. All right, what's the follow-up? CNC. Sure. So Nasty Surprise would have been nice here, but unfortunately we do not get that luxury. So we'll go ahead and block 6 here. Yeah, we're just not able to clear this ward, which is kind of unfortunate. The D reacts have honestly been the roughest part, I think. Oh, this is a case scenario where the blocking value of this deck really matters. Fortunately, we went to 1. Yeah, I guess we just have to give up 3 cards here. Kind of unfortunate. At least we do get Kadachi value. Still threatening a card out of their hand. All right, playing our Restless is fine. All right, Waxing Spectre is also rough. So now I have to give up 2 cards for this. Seems like it's a bad position to be in. All right, another Waxing Spectre is also bad. I think that's pretty much the game. So we'll go ahead and scoop it up there. All right, so let's play against Enigma. I think we want to go first into Enigma generally. Let's get the board out. And then I do need to add one more card to my deck. I guess we'll just add in random tenacity. It seems fine. Right, get our Phoenix Flame, and then how do we want to start out? Probably want to Arsenal or Snatch here, so let's start with just some pokes in. Maybe just take one poke and then pass and see what they do. If they block, I'm more inclined to attack. Alright, I don't want to pressure anymore just in case they're able to like block and develop out an aura. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Filter the Warmongers out of our hands so we don't have like two random blues. Seems like they might try to have something here, but it might be kind of risky for them to go for something. Okay, looks like they might want to do it anyway, so we'll get some free value here out of our Kodachi. So we'll go ahead and go for it. Seems kind of questionable on their part to try to go for this, because it does give us a lot of free real estate to just send a bunch of damage at them. Alright, they do have a Sync Blow to cover it, though. Sure. Then we can Lava Vein Loyalty into Snatch on basically no cards, so we get a free Arsenal. And then how many Draconic Chain Links do we have? So we do have to pay one. So we'll go ahead and Snatch. Alright, so we got 6 free damage on them on turn 0, which is pretty good for us. And then they also didn't get to keep any of their hand. So I'm pretty happy with that. Our Arsenal's not anything to write home about necessarily, but it's probably fine. Pretty solid hand though. Just do 1/1/5 E-Strike something. Not sure. Okay, finding their Sacred Art here is fine. Assume, may need another Transcend card there. Potentially. So maybe this is levels into Sacred Art? Levels pitching Sacred Art. Interesting. Huh. Wonder what the play is here. Might be another Transcend card, but if they did have one, I imagine it's better to do it beforehand. Okay, let's see what they're doing. You have the levels coming up 3 Gogan, that's fine. To Restless. Interesting. Huh. Wonder what the last card in their hand is. Attack with Restless is fine, only cover for 2. I don't think we really care about this. Yep, seems alright. Should be able to kill it quite easily on our next turn, especially with Kodachi's. So we'll go ahead and start off here with Kodachi, and then probably gonna Bittering Thorn, Chainlink 3. Empowerment it, find a random card that we can use to put on the bottom with the E-Strike. Alright, so you get the free pop, which is obviously good, and then should we actually just Bittering now? Because maybe if we draw into a 1 cost, it's better to do it now. I can see that being the case. Especially when they're without an aura. So now this demands like a D-reactor, like a 2 card, basically. It looks like we will maybe get the free value out of it. Okay, double blocking is actually kind of interestingly bad for us, but maybe it's fine. We'll just go ahead and cycle this. Alright, find a brand with Cinderclaw, that's fine. Not amazing. That was our only ninja attack, so we did kind of have to use it there because you can't really play this because it doesn't have go again yet. And then we'll go ahead and E-Strike now. Just do buff. Seems fine. We already have an arsenal, so there's not really incentive to draw a card and like snap or anything. I think we generally want to try to save snaps for like a big snatch turn or like a double like salt plus something or other turn. It seems fine though. Okay, decent hand next turn as well. Rage Spectre is fine. Clear it pretty easily, although they do have a Transcend card. Which we're not too worried about here. Does mean they get to do Rage Spectre into Spectral Shield for 8 damage total, which is not bad. Sure. We're just going to use our life as a resource to try to clear these, though. No blocks. Just send in some damage. I think we'll go ahead and start with the Kodachis and try to clear these with Kodachi damage. Currently, we'd also have a way to pump Phoenix Flame and make it unpreventable with using Lava Vein Loyalty if we want to, which could be relevant. Maybe that's actually what we're supposed to go for, is like a big pop on all their auras instead of using Kodachis to do it. It's kind of ultimately all the same. Like, they kind of have to fuck up a little bit to allow us to do that, but maybe we give them the opportunity to. Sure. So now we'll Kodachi. They might eat this with like a Spectral Shield or something. Then we have Lava Vein Loyalty. Pretty alright turn from us. Then we can potentially Arsenal this like Ronin Renegade for like a huge turn next turn. Alright, looks like they're gonna pass on this. Popping the Calming Gesture is interesting. Okay. Maybe using that to block a bunch of damage. Well, if they're committed to blocking, I'm more inclined to just send more damage at them. Like send a 3. Maybe they have a 3 block in hand and they try to go for a block on this, and then we blow them out with the Phoenix Flame. Oh, if they're going for Traverse, I'm also very happy with that. Although I could use like Meridian or something to prevent. I feel like now might be the opportunity to Phoenix Flame. Although I don't think it really matters either way. So we'll go ahead and set the Unpreventable on the Phoenix Flame now. I don't know what their last card in hand is, but they didn't really block with it, so this is probably going to get through. Again, they're not going to be able to ward. Although maybe they have a block card in hand, maybe they are going to block it. Oh, okay, they're going to drop it. That makes sense. So here, the question is, how afraid are we of their next turn? I think the answer is probably not at all. So we're probably fine to just Arsenal here. Like, it doesn't really matter if we play this card now versus their next turn. It's probably better to play it on a 5-card hand as opposed to, you know, playing it on a 0-card hand. Like, we do basically guarantee it, but they can't attack with us anyways because they don't have the resources to. So we'll start with the Running Red Gate here. All right, we get 3 block, which is good. Then let's do Blaze Headlong, I guess. They keep blocking out. We have a pretty good tenacity this turn. All right, they have a hold the line. That's fine. Might cover the other two with the Restless. I guess now let's start pressuring with Kadachis, making force some cards out of their hand. Do have a brand with Cinderclaw too. It is an option. Let's go ahead and play that now, just so we get max Draconic Chain Links. And we also get a Shuko buff out of it too. Then this tenacity would come in for 5. Kind of right? 5. Seems like 5. It's probably about as good as it gets, honestly. So might as well just cash this in now as opposed to keeping it in Arsenal. Oh, now it's 5 because after the block. Yeah. Okay, sure. Take 2 net, no cards in hand. Not too shabby. Sure. So here we're just going to keep threatening Mask of the Pouncing Lynx. It's going to be hard for them to cover all these 1 breakpoints, so we're probably going to get a card draw at some point this turn, unless they give us some bad blocks. Sure. 2 double strike. All right, they have to hold the line. That's fine. Sure. Still stripping a card out of them. Do we want to use our nasty to just get a Phoenix Flame? Do we have a Draconic Chain Link this game? No, we haven't. So if we wanted to get the Phoenix Flame, we should actually do it now. So I kind of messed up a little bit, but maybe it's fine. Because we wanted the Shuko buff on the Phoenix Flame since it's not getting buffed already. Now that we messed up, it's kind of like whatever. Let's go ahead and just play the Snatch. We can also threaten the Snapdragon on this, I guess. For what it's worth. Although they have the same flow, which is fine. Sure. I guess we can just go ahead and Arsenal a Nasty. Maybe they have a CNC next turn, and I'm finally rewarded for arsenaling this dumb card. But I guess not. Here, we're just going to basically do the same play line. Try to grind him out. Get our mask value. This deck's kind of boring, if I'm being honest. It's a lot less exciting than Zen is, it feels like. Maybe I'm just bad. It's kind of like basically just play out your hand every turn. There's not really like a lot of blocking or decision making, really. Maybe it's also just the matchup. We're at a pretty sizable lead as well. Alright, let's go ahead and use the double strike to threaten mask. Alright, he gives block on that to prevent the mass trigger. And let's threaten it again. Obviously, after we play out all our cards, not right this second, but just keep trying to get our imaginary mask value. It's like semi-real. It's not like completely fake, I guess. Feels kind of fake sometimes. Right, Rising Resentment. Pretty alright. Still don't have a lot of Draconic Chain Links, so we're not getting a ton of Phoenix Flame value here, but I mean, it's okay. Alright, we'll banish a card, it doesn't really matter. Send in the Snatch. Alright, we'll go ahead and go on to our next turn. One day we're going to get nasty surprise value. I'm going to be very excited. But today is probably not that day. Another Rage Spectre is fine for us. Again, I don't think we really care. Math is for blockers. Alright, you get the Rage Spectre, which is pretty good. Still not getting Phoenix Flame value here, but maybe it's fine. Maybe Kadachis are basically like Phoenix Flames anyways. That's at least what I'm telling myself. Then we'll do Rising into Lava Vein into Lava Burst. Probably gonna have to give us at least one or two cards here. Seems like a pretty commanding position. Not really at risk here of anything. Alright, the block 3, that's fine. To Lava Vein. It's interesting that this card isn't like highlighted, but I guess it's not highlighted in your hand because it doesn't see itself yet. Maybe that's how it's coded. It's kind of cool. Alright, finish on the Lava Burst. Again, we don't have the Draconic Chain Links for Phi. We only had 2, so we can only do this, pay 1 into it. Seems better, Lava Burst. Obviously. And then we'll pass back. Alright, Spectral Manifestations is fine. Counter for 4. Potentially more if they have like a pump. Astral Etchings or whatever. Sure, that's fine. Sounds good. Ooh, into levels. That's actually kind of good. Into buff. Sure. Alright, we'll start with Kadachis. Seems like we'll probably get there either this turn or next turn. Force a lot of cards out of their hand here. do 3 into 7. So you can demand 2 more cards and then get an arsenal. Or demand 2 more cards and they go down to 1. So sorry, demand 2 more cards, deal 1 is what I was trying to say. They go down to 2 rather. It's not bad. Okay, looks like they were probably off, but it seems like they only had 5 block in hand, so they basically go to 1 there, and then they're not in a really great spot from there. Yeah, this deck's kind of cool. I like it. We didn't really get to use our wax on, wax off package, but again, it's kind of hard to find games sometimes where that's the case. But yeah, that's a really cool deck. I might play around with this a little bit in my spare time again. It is very, very linear, which is maybe not my play style. I kind of like decks that you have to kind of put a little bit of like work into. It feels like this kind of just play out your hand, but I guess, you know, all decks are kind of like that to some extent. But yeah, this is a cool deck. I might give it a shot again at some point. But anyways, thank you all for watching. And again, if you want to see more Fi content, let me know. I'm happy to record some more games. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.